This is how you're going to stay unbothered when it comes to dating a man. If he does anything that upsets you, you're going to stay unbothered because you are unbothered queen. You have better things going on in your life. And whatever he does or doesn't do, you're just like, okay, goodbye, see you later. These are key things that you need to remember. Number one, you are so detached from his actions. You're just a person that is observing his behavior and you're noting it, okay? Whatever he does, you're just noting it. You're not gonna get upset. You're not gonna cry and beg him to act right. You're simply going to observe his behavior and act accordingly. If he did not text you when he said he was gonna text you, if he did not call you when he said he was gonna call you, if he did not plan a date like he said he was gonna plan a date, you have it noted in your head. You're like, oh, cool, got it. Good to know you didn't keep your word, right? Literally in your mind, you're just doing a little like checklist. Like, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Good to know. Now I know who he is, right? From there, you can decide to keep dating this type of person or not. But you're not going to be sad if he doesn't do these things for you. You're going to realize that if he doesn't do these things, it does not affect your worth as a woman, okay? So if he does or doesn't do something, you're not going to internalize it. You're simply going to note it and act accordingly. Watch how he is with you. If he doesn't behave how you want him to behave, good riddance. Two, you are not going to compete with him or with any woman. You are so focused on yourself. You know you're an amazing woman. You know you gotta like that. And any woman that comes across or anyone that he like potentially may be talking to, if you think that he's talking to other women, you're not concerned about that. You're just concerned about yourself, your time, and what you're doing. If you're assuming he is dating other people, just let it be. You're not going to compete with those women. You know who you are. If he doesn't see your worth, that is his loss. But you are not going to compete with this man because that's very masculine energy. You're not going to compete with other women because you know who you are. Whether or not he ends up with someone else and not you, that is none of your concern. That person is not for you at the end of the day. So just focus on yourself and don't worry about anybody else that this person may or may not be dating. Three, you're going to text sporadically. Do not be so predictable when it comes to your texting habits. It's going to be very easy if you do have a very fulfilling life. So if you have a lot of things going on, if you have social things, work going on, friends, family, all that good stuff, right? It's going to come a lot more naturally to you when you actually have a little bit of time to give him that, you know, talking back and forth, but then you're gone for the next like few hours. It's very, very intriguing. Guys like feed off of this sort of like dopamine hit when you do when you do reach out to them after it's been a few hours, but then when you make it not so easy for them, it also increases that like chase thing that they really, really crave. If you're not giving them that predictability about you, it is very, very attractive. Don't answer all of his calls all the time. It just makes them more obsessed with you. It is. So have a fulfilling life. The key thing to remember in this whole thing is that you're worrying about yourself, right? When you worry about yourself, they come towards you more. Don't feel like you have to be glued to your phone texting this dude, okay? He's not the most important part of your day. You're the most important part of your day. That's how it should be. Four, you need to be dating multiple men. You need to have a roster. Yes. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you have a roster, you are going to not be so focused on one particular guy and you're going to let a lot of things slide more if you're dating one person at a time. If you have a roster, it does give you the opportunity to see what you like, what you don't like. You're not focused on one dude. This guy isn't calling you or texting you. You have this other guy who's being consistent. It just allows you to not focus on one particular person and it gives you a better dating experience. A lot of guys date a lot of women at the same time. You also have to have this mentality because at the end of the day, you're trying to find your right person. You're not exclusive yet. This is the perfect time for you to figure out who is it that is going to be your best match. May the best man win. I suggest not sleeping with these guys because of the fact that you just need to let them earn that part of you. You need to date multiple men at the same time. It's going to allow you to have that power. You're going to be busy and they're going to feel that, chase your attention more. That's going to be more beneficial for you as a woman. You cannot feel guilty about this. And five, you need to have this mentality that it's going to be him or someone better. Having this mentality is really going to be your best friend when it comes to dating. You're not going to be so desperate for this guy to like you back or not. You're going to have this mentality if you even like this guy or not. You're going to feel like, are you even worth my time? Are you someone that I even want to date? Instead of putting the focus on him, it's putting the focus back on you. It's either him or someone better. These guys are not the prize. Don't let them fool you into believing that they are because they're absolutely not. Women have been the prize since day one. They do everything that they can to earn our attention, our love, respect, right? That's how it's always going to be. If you have this mentality, I promise you, that's like almost the key thing when it comes to dating and being so unbothered. Either he shows up for you or not. If he doesn't, goodbye. See you. I'm good, thank you, next, right? Your mindset will change, your energy will change when you have this mentality. it's only going to benefit you the most at the end of the day. Watch how these men come crawling to you, just be so obsessed with you because you are so focused on you. And that's how it should be.
One thing a black cat would never do is become bothered and anxious and clingy when she doesn't hear from him. She simply stays unbothered. Why? Because she's comfortable in his absence. She is comfortable with the space between the two. She is comfortable standing on her own. Yes, this man might add value to her life, but she does not need him. She does not depend on his approval. That also means if he doesn't reach out, if he doesn't text, she stays unbothered because she never needed his approval in the first place.
I need you to be unbothered when that man shows you he does not want to be with you, so you can keep your power and keep your head up. Stand up, girl. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. If there is something you want but that you realize you cannot have, the worst thing you can do is draw attention to your disappointment by complaining about it. An infinitely more powerful tactic is to act as if it never really interested you in the first place. Show indifference. As soon as they show you they don't like you, I need you to be immediately turned off and not let it hurt your feelings. Acting devastated that you weren't chosen will only make you seem desperate. Per the book. Desire often creates paradoxical effects. The more you want something, the more you chase after it, the more it eludes you. The more interest you show, the more you repel the object of your desire. This is because your interest is too strong. It makes people awkward, even fearful. Uncontrollable desire makes you seem weak, unworthy, and pathetic. That was a little harsh, but you get the point, okay? When you act unbothered and uninterested, you'll be more attractive, trust me. And they might be like, wait, am I missing something? Why doesn't she care that I'm not choosing her? Playing the card of contempt is immensely powerful, for it lets you determine the conditions of the conflict. The war is waged on your terms. Watch how this tactic infuriates people. Half of what they do is to get your attention, and when you withhold it from them, they flounder in frustration. Now, I'm not saying that acting like you don't care will all of a sudden make him want you, but you will save your dignity and you will be able to get over the situation much faster.
The key to getting a guy to chase you is very simple. It is to remain unbothered. But I get a lot of questions from women. How do you actually act unbothered when you really like a guy? So here are 5 tangible ways to act unbothered, because I swear to God, you guys, this is like the secret sauce. The less you care about a guy, the more he cares about you. It's the way it always works. Number 1, text back sporadically. This literally makes somebody addicted to you because they never know when they're going to get that response back. So they're going to be waiting by their phone for your text back, because sometimes it comes quickly, sometimes it doesn't. And this isn't about playing games. This naturally happens when you have a well-rounded life. That's why the more you fill up your own cup and you focus on yourself, the more he's going to chase after you. It's the way it always works. And not texting back frequently, not answering his calls all the time, not always being available to hang out with him, that's a natural byproduct of this. And I'm telling you, men love women like this. The busier you are, the more he wants to hammer in a spot into your life. Remember the psychology principle, cognitive dissonance. The more we have to work to obtain something, the higher we assume its value must be. That means you set the bar on your self-worth to a man simply by how hard you make it for him to obtain you. 2, the okay noted method. You have to detach from seeing the actions of a man as a reflection of your self-worth. So if he doesn't text you back, he doesn't follow up after a date, okay noted. You remain indifferent to his actions. You see it for what it actually is. A reflection of his worth, not yours. In this way, it's so easy to act unbothered because once you've detached, you let him prove himself to you. And if he doesn't meet the caliber that you set for treatment from men, bye. You don't beg him to act right. You don't sit there and wait for him to get it together. You move on to somebody else who does know how to treat you. Which leads to point 3. You do not compete with anybody. Remember, when you compete with no one competes with you. You know your worth. It's up here, babe. And if he doesn't act right, then it's his loss, period. You prove yourself to no one. You are not seeking your identity through this man. You're not seeking validation through him. He's literally just like an added zest to the already full plate of your life. Are you picking up on the theme here? 4, date multiple men. If you and this man are not exclusive, then you are free to entertain all the options on your table. Because here's the thing, if you're locked in on one man, you're gonna allow a lot more lenience in the way he treats you because there's no other options on the table. Your best strategy before you are exclusive with a man is to date several men, because then, one, you'll get an idea what the actual dating pool is like for you, and two, you're going to be able to kick all the loser guys who aren't treating you well to the curb because you'll have men up here who are treating you well. But when you only have one man, you'll deal with whatever treatment he gives you because there's no other options on the table. You guys have to get over this nice girl complex where you feel guilty for dating multiple men at one time. Believe me, I live in New York City. Men do not feel slightly bad about entertaining so many women at one time. In fact, they feel good about it. So get over this complex, you guys. Prioritize yourself. 5, the last thing is to surrender. When you want to control every situation and the outcome of it, that's masculine energy, and it literally repels men. It's this guy or somebody better. You have to remember that's the options that are on the table for you. If it doesn't work out with this guy you like, then it's his loss, all right? Wish him well, send him condolences, but do not sit there and beg him to love you back. You always win. That's the unbothered mantra. If this guy doesn't treat you right, another guy will. Remember that. If you found these tips helpful, schedule a one-on-one with me via the link in my bio.